What is up, everybody? This is my Bad Batch Season 1, Episode 6, Decommissioned episode, and if this is your first time to the channel, please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. The audio might be a little weird. I'm using a new editing app, and I don't know, but, we are on the road to 100 subscribers, so I would really enjoy if you could subscribe, but I get it if you won't, but, I really enjoyed this episode, man. I thought it was better than the last couple episodes, but, it came in the perfect moment of the show, because I thought this episode was, I'll get into this in the outro, but I wasn't being a big fan of the Bad Batch until this episode, and this episode actually got me intrigued into what's gonna happen next, so let's roll that intro. Okay, so this episode starts off with the Bad Batch, in the bar. They're in the same city that they were in last episode, and Omega is practicing her bow that she got from the people of last episode who, if you watched last episode, wow, I'm such a bad reviewer. Omega talks to Echo, and Echo's like, it's okay, you just gotta keep practicing the skill, eventually it'll get better, and she keeps trying, and she got like 3 out of 12 times, and they're like, dude, that's 1/4, it's just out of luck by now. So then these, people are like, they're being a douche, and being like, oh yeah, miss, and stuff. So then, Sid comes down, and Sid's like, Omega, you're not gonna do anything with those weak little arms. But anyway, I have a job for you guys. Get a, Separatist droid commander leader head and bring it back to me, and I'll pay you. And, I could see, Sid being, like, one of the main people who, like, give the Bad Batch jobs throughout the series. I think Sid could bring in a Grief Karga cameo, because she said she was part of the guild, but I don't know, that's just wishful thinking. But it would be a young Grief Karga, actually, but the Bad Batch talk about these droid, and, they're just on their way to, the planet, but they sneak in, and they see these police droids, which would be important later in the episode, and, they break in and climb a ladder, but through everybody climbing the ladder, we learn that, Hunter has a fear of heights, which is very important to later in the episode, and the clones were built to not have, to have as little fears as possible, so that they could be the best soldiers, which is another sign that they are different than the other soldiers. But they sneak around, they break up into groups, and look for the, droid head, and we see these smelting, pots, kind of like, T2, and, they just all look around, and they see the body, or, Omega is walking around, and she sees the droid head, but a worker has stolen the droid head. So, they go after the worker, and, Wrecker announces it, and, the worker happens to be Rafa and Trace from the Clone Wars, and, Omega fights with them a little, to get the droid head, and Omega, because she can't shoot, she, like, has a tough time with them, and they almost get caught, and it's, like, or they get, or Trace gets, like, you could see the picture right there, but eventually Omega shoots one of the laser arrows, and it punctures something in the, workplace, or whatever, and, that alerts the police droids, and, so now they have police droids along with Rafa and Trace to deal with. So, also, this is Rafa and Trace from the Clone Wars. It's interesting. I really enjoyed their presence in the episode. I didn't think I would, because, their episodes of the Clone Wars were one of my least favorite from last year. I actually have a worst 10 episodes of the 2020 video that I will link down below if you're interested. But anyway, they tell Wrecker that he has to jump across the pool of lava or whatever, and because of his fear of heights, it's hard for him, but he does it. But he eventually hits his head when he jumps off. So and they activate his chip. He goes like, good soldiers, and everything, and he gets shot at by the police droids, and because of all this pain in his head that's going on, too many hits to the head he's taken the past couple episodes. He acts passed out, and he's like, good soldiers, man. But Hunter goes down. He breaks the like, where everybody's standing, so that the police droids fall. And now they have a battle on land. But Omega, because she got caught, she falls into the pit, which luckily has a bunch of droids on it. But Rafa can't reach her, so Hunter helps out and helps Rafa reach Omega, and they save Omega. And they're like, well, we gotta get out of here. So they as they're fighting off the people, they work together, and Omega's just like repeating, or Hunter's repeating what Rafa or Trace is saying. So she says, is there an Echo in here? And Echo is there, and it's funny. But then Wrecker comes down from his place and attacks the droids, and it's actually what the clip from my intro is for the Bad Batch segment. And he eventually gets pushed back by all the police droids, and yeah, so they rework the separatist droid head and make it so that they awake it and control the other droids to attack the police droids, which I thought was super smart. And up until the series, I never felt that the Bad Batch had a real threat. There haven't been that many fight scenes, but in this fight scene, I felt like they could actually get hurt and they could actually die, or these police droids are a real threat. So they command these separatist droids to help them. And Hunter or whatever is like, I never thought a clanker would help us, but they escape the building next, and Omega uses her bow correctly, and they escape on the ship, or Rafa and Trace's ship, which I don't ever think we saw in the... Oh yeah, we saw it in the Clone Wars, yeah. It was the Anakin and everything, but anyway, they go back and we see Ahsoka's droid from the Clone Wars, R7, which kind of confirms the ending. But the Bad Batch and Rafa and Trace talk about what they're gonna do with what their client is gonna do. But eventually, Hunter gives I think that's Rafa, the droid intelligence from the head, and says that they're gonna do much better things with it than the Bad Batch were gonna. Because their boss is helping people out with it, while the Bad Batch are just going to use it for money. And Omega, Rafa, and Trace say goodbye, and I could see Rafa and Trace appearing later because of this relationship that they now have with Omega and everything. But here's the ending scene where we have R7, and they talk to someone with a hologram. We don't ever hear the hologram's voice, but I think very strongly that it could be Ahsoka. That looks like the cloak she had at the end of the Clone Wars, or it could be, who knows, it could be Bail Organa or something. But I thought this episode was really strong, like a 9 out of 10, and it was just what I was looking for. I have a Bad Batch playlist below, and if you listen to my rant from last episode, I felt like the series was being very boring right now and just very repetitive, and it wasn't engaging my interest. But this episode did all that. It was engaging. It is interesting, and now that Wrecker's chip is activated, what if they run into Ahsoka? Because Rafa and Trace told Ahsoka about the Bad Batch, and Ahsoka is the one who activates Wrecker's chip, or like makes the Bad Batch, you know what I mean. Wrecker will attack Ahsoka maybe, but I don't know. That's just my theory. I hope you enjoyed my review, but it's okay if you didn't. So goodbye, stay safe.